Hey guys, sorry for not posting in a while, but I've been quite busy. Basically I just want to say I'm going to get a new microphone and it is let's see if I'm correct here, the MXL 770. A picture of it is right now on the screen. It's a pretty good mic from what I know. But I'm just going to say here are the three stories that I'm coming back with. Enjoy. Number 1. Bear in mind, this was late 2009, and I was only 10 at that time. Me, my mother, and stepdad lived in a small town of Sweden in a big house. If you were upstairs, you could still hear talking down at the kitchen, so it wasn't that isolated. One evening, when I was home alone because my mom and stepdad was going to my grandma's house, and I asked them if I could stay home alone because as a typical 10-year-old, well, I thought I was too grown up for a babysitter. After about an hour of nagging, she gave up and told me I could stay at home alone if I only kept the door locked and never opened to anyone. It was really exciting for me, and I stayed up really late watching cartoons. If I remember correctly, I was watching SpongeBob in our living room and eating ice cream. After about 5 minutes of eating the delicious ice cream, I was sure I heard a silent knock on the door. I didn't think too much of it, so I just continued watching the show. Another 5 minutes passed, and I heard the knocking again. But this time, it was much, much louder. I was frozen in fear and waited for the knocking to stop. After about 30 seconds, the knocking stopped, and the only sound was the TV. I called my mom, and she said that she'll be home in 20 minutes. And she told me to go into my room and lock my door. I ran up to my room without turning the TV off, so it was still pretty loud. I sat in my room, and after 2 minutes, I heard somebody not knocking, but banging really loud at the door. I was frozen in fear once again. After about 3 minutes, I could hear the door lock turning, and somebody walking in. The person was inside my house while I was home alone. I sat there in my room quiet, and then the TV turned off. The footsteps were louder, and it felt like it was coming towards my room. After a couple of seconds, the steps stopped, and I could hear knocking on my bedroom door. And an old man said,
"Let me in. I have something for you."
I started screaming and crying for my mother, and then the man started shaking the door handle. After 2 minutes, I heard a car outside, so I looked out the window. It was my mom. I opened the window and screamed for help and said that there's a man in my home. My stepdad quickly ran to the shed to get his axe and ran up the stairs. The man quickly ran out the back door, and my stepdad ran after him into the streets. My mom called in the police, and my stepdad calmed me down when he got in. This is experience I will never forget. Number 2. This happened at the beginning of the year, when everything in my city is really quiet and lonely because everyone's on vacation. It was around 4 p.m., and I had gone to a mall that's near my house to get some waxing done, only to find the place closed because of what I said above. I exited the place, and I had a strange laughter to my left that caught my attention. I turned to see a tall man. Nothing particularly strange about him, except for the fact that he was completely alone, walking in the opposite direction of where I was going. The man noticed that I looked at him, so he changed directions to head the same direction as I was going. I started to get a little nervous, as the man was walking behind me and continued to emit the same weird laughter, always with the same tone, like the same laugh replayed again and again and again. The streets were completely lonely, so I started walking faster. Suddenly, the man got really close behind me, and I heard him say,
"This is where you're going to die."
We were in a sidewalk next to an empty lot that is used nowadays as a parking lot. Now I got really scared, and I walked as fast as I could without running. Luckily for me, I suddenly ran into a girl that used to work with me on the candy store back in 2014. I said hi to her and immediately told her that this weird guy was following me and laughing all by himself. And I turned around to point at him. By that point, the guy had suddenly crossed the street and was quite far away now, but still staring at me. He obviously changed his mind about following me after I ran into an acquaintance. He continued to walk along the opposite sidewalk until I lost track of him. I haven't seen him again, even though I walk the same street frequently. Thank you guys for watching this video. It means a lot to me. But I wanted to say I read these stories as they are written, and that is why the grammar might be bad sometimes. So sorry if you have a problem with that. And I just wanted to say, if you want your scary story featured, a real one, a real scary story, sorry for that, featured in one of my videos, you can just comment it and I will probably feature it. So yeah, thank you for watching this video, and bye.